What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Flippin' Bats. I am down on the field, the right field line at Dodger Stadium. The 2022 Major League Baseball All-Star Game just wrapped up right here behind me. What an unbelievable week this has been. And you know what? I know how awesome this is, and I got to go through this whole experience, and I'm going to bring you all along this journey with me. We're going to go through the full recap from the media day, the home run derby, the red carpet, all leading up to the Major League Baseball All-Star Game that happened right here behind me. Just a few minutes ago it wrapped up. What a fun weekend. It all just wrapped up. Let's talk about that All-Star Game. Let's get into it with how we got going out here. Denzel Washington. We're in Los Angeles, okay? You're wondering who the stars that are going to come out are. Who's it going to be? Well, it was Denzel Washington. Comes out, takes the field, honors Jackie Robinson on his wife's birthday, her 100th birthday. Are you kidding me? Denzel Washington and Mookie Betts talked about him because, of course, we're in L.A., his home stadium. It is 42 years ago. 42 years ago is the last time the All-Star Game was here. Jackie Robinson's number, as most of us know, 42. It was just such a poetic way to start all of this. It kicked off the All-Star Game on a great note. And then the first pitch came about. Clayton Kershaw, Shohei Ohtani, the build-up was unbelievable. This crowd was going wild when Denzel leaves the field. Mookie Betts comes out there. The crowd was going even crazier. And it all led up to Clayton Kershaw and Shohei Ohtani. And right before first pitch, they both actually talked to our own Fox Sports broadcast about that first pitch. So what I want to do is let you hear it from Clayton Kershaw and what he had to say leading up to the first pitch of the game.
Clayton, you've accomplished so much in your career. This is your first All-Star start, and it's in your home park. What does this moment mean to you and to your family?
It's special. It's really special. I got some good juices going right now, and hopefully I can make this first inning quick and get out of here, but this is pretty special.
Ohtani, Judge, and Devers. I know you've had good success against Ohtani, but how much time did you spend today preparing for the top of that lineup?
I'm going to throw as hard as I can. It'll be 91, and we'll see what happens.
Clayton, thank you. Good luck tonight.
I'm going to throw as hard as I can. It's going to be 91, and we're going to see what happens. That's Clayton Kershaw, all-time legend, already one of the top pitchers of all time. We heard his game plan. Next up, our own Tom Rinaldi spoke to Shohei Ohtani in the on-deck circle before he took to home plate. Let's hear that now.
Now we go down to Tom Verducci, who's got Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei, for a second straight year, you are leading off the All-Star Game. This time, it's Dodger Stadium, Clayton Kershaw on the mound. What are you most looking forward to tonight?
First pitch, first swing. That's it.
That sounds like fun. Thank you. Good luck.
First pitch, full swing, that's it. Can we just talk about this entire moment, by the way? Hats off to the Fox broadcast. What a cool moment. We have Clayton Kershaw, legend, all-time legend. We have Shohei Ohtani, legend, the current biggest legend in the game of baseball for what he's done in the last year and a half. And then we got to hear straight from both of them before first pitch, straight from Shohei Ohtani, who we got to hear from one-on-one. He was speaking English. How awesome is that? Normally we hear from him through his translator, Ipe, who himself is a legend. What a great dude. But we got to hear one-on-one from Shohei. First pitch, full swing, that's it. And you know what he did? We knew what was going to happen. We knew Kershaw was going to come with his best stuff. We knew Shohei was going to swing. I mean, how cool is that moment? And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani gets the best of him. The base hit up the middle to start the All-Star Game. Really cool thing there. Immediately after, Shohei gets picked off. He's been picked off 4 times in his career. 4. And he's picked off here in the All-Star game. Doesn't technically count as a pickoff, but man, this was just a cool moment. He just lays on the ground, face first, laughs. This is what the All-Star game is all about. Nobody's mad. Nobody's upset. He was just laughing. You have a legend picking off a legend. Just another cool moment there. Shohei with the pick. Man, that was really cool. Next up in this game, the National League gets on the board early. Who else? Mookie Betts, the hometown guy. Mookie Betts with the knock, drives in the first run off Shane McClanahan, the AL starter. Just another cool moment right here. Mookie Betts. This is the Dodgers guy, the ovation that he got from the crowd. This is when the crowd really got into it, really got into the game. Yes, Clayton Kershaw goes out, punches out a guy, the crowd goes wild. But when Mookie drove in that first run of the All-Star game, that was a really cool moment. Immediately followed by an absolutely disgusting double play, might I add. But then the NL frontrunner for MVP, Paul Goldschmidt, comes up with a massive bomb, because of course he does. This is what this game is all about. The biggest stars, the biggest stage, doing what they do best. And Paul Goldschmidt, although maybe not the biggest name in this All-Star game, is the front runner for the MVP for a reason. And he showed it in the first inning in the All-Star game tonight here on the field. Really cool there. But that would do it for the scoring for the National League. That was it. Mookie drives in a run, Goldschmidt homers, and that does it for the National League. But on to the American League side of things. Things really got interesting here for the American League when Giancarlo Stanton steps up. 2-run tank to left field. Might I add, this home run, the hardest home run, the hardest hit home run in All-Star Game history in the StatCast era. So since the StatCast era began, this home run here tonight that landed right over my shoulder, basically in this shot, is the hardest home run hit in All-Star Game history. Also the second longest home run hit in All-Star Game history, behind only what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did just a year ago. Hats off to Stanton, who also went on to win MVP of this game. The biggest stars, the biggest stage. Giancarlo Stanton, not only big in terms of a big star, but big in stature as well. We saw a bunch of that here tonight with Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. But the scoring would continue immediately after with Byron Buxton. Back-to-back home runs for the American League. The scoring, all they needed right there. 2-run bomb, Giancarlo Stanton. Solo home run from Byron Buxton, one of the most electric guys in the game that hasn't gotten the credit he deserves over the last couple of years due to his injuries. But when that guy is on the field, he is an absolute stud. And we saw that here tonight. 3-2. That was the scoring. That was all it would take, honestly, for the scoring. The American League got all their scoring out of the way right there. 3 runs, the National League already had their scoring out of the way as well. But moving on, that would do it for the scoring. But next up, Albert Pujols, Miguel Cabrera. We have to talk about that moment. We have to soak in this moment. We're not just going to gloss over this. One of my lasting memories in life is Chipper Jones's final All-Star game. I was there. He got an ovation. Here I am years later, and I remember it. Well, here tonight, Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera got a standing ovation. They both came out of their dugouts. The legend picks by Commissioner Rob Manfred. They come out of the dugout to a thunderous ovation, a tip of the hat to the crowd. This is a passing of the guard. This isn't just two legends tipping their hat. This is Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera. These are the greatest 2 hitters that I grew up watching. And we saw them here tonight. The best 2 hitters of the entire generation were here on display tonight. And they come out of the dugout. They get that ovation. Miguel Cabrera being one of those guys. Miguel Cabrera, is a guy that I have gotten to know over the course of my life. From, I was a young kid when my brother got drafted and started playing with Miguel Cabrera, but he was nothing but gracious, always loved talking to me. We started talking hitting by the time I got into college and started really thinking this could be a profession. Miguel Cabrera is a legend of the game, but he is a legend when it comes to who he is, the person he is. That was on display here tonight. This night was about more than a baseball game. It was about those two guys as well. It was about a passing of the torch to the next generation. A passing of the torch by Miguel Cabrera and Albert Pujols to the young studs of the game of baseball. That is what was so cool. But this All-Star game, that might have done it for the scoring, but the excitement throughout the game, that only continued to build. One of the coolest things I thought from this All-Star game is all the mic'd up moments that we got to see. I mean, I was in love. I was sitting here in the stands, and I couldn't get off of my Twitter account, MLB on Fox, posting all of these mic'd up moments. So what we want to do here is show you some of those best moments throughout the game from these mic'd up moments.
Catcher number 39,
Wow.
Trevino.
I can't believe I'm an all-star, man. This is unreal. What are you thinking, man?
Cutter back door.
Okay. Get there. Come on. Give me that.
It's outside.
It's too horizontal. Unnecessary. What you got?
Talk to me.
Good cutter in.
Let's do it.
So, those were just a couple of the moments we got to see here. But that one, Jose Trevino, his first All-Star game, I talked to him on the field before the game and just soaked in those emotions. He talked about how much this means to him, being voted in as a finalist by the fans to be here. He spoke about his dad and how appreciative he would be of this moment. He spoke about his walk-off earlier in the year. And he spoke about how, I dreamed of this as a kid. And in that moment, walking up to the plate, he said, man, I'm an all-star. Unbelievable. And then to hear Nestor Cortez and him mic'd up as well, talking through their pitches. How cool was that? And it just went on throughout the night. Liam Hendriks, Julio Rodriguez, there's so many cool moments. And that's a credit to the Fox broadcast and what they were able to do. Bringing this game on the field to life. You're getting a look inside of things. What's going on in the players' heads? This is the future of baseball. Being able to hear these guys and what they're thinking. Now, I know they might not all agree to it in a regular season someday. That's not very likely. But how cool was this access? This was unprecedented access. These are the best stars in the game, guys. The best stars in the game. And we're hearing them talk to their peers as if we were sitting right next to them on a couch. Liam Hendriks comes in to get one out. The ball goes to the outfield to center fielder Julio Rodriguez. He catches it and gets ready to throw it into the stands. They both happen to be mic'd up. Liam Hendriks yells at him and says, hey, I want that baseball. Don't throw it in the stands. And Julio points at his mic and said, hey, good thing I'm mic'd up. I decided to keep it for you. Jogs in. Really cool thing that these guys were all mic'd up. Hats off to the Fox broadcast again. That was really cool being able to have them basically like we were sitting right next to them. That was awesome. So the American League would go on to win 3-2. Giancarlo Stanton, MVP, walks away with a sick trophy, might I add. Seconds before I walked out on the field post-game, he came walking right next to me with his trophy. It's just a giant bat that's like kind of crystal and see-through, and it's really cool. MVP, Giancarlo Stanton. But this week was about more than this All-Star game. It all led up to this. It's all about this. All the biggest stars are here. But sometimes I just have to sit back and appreciate where I am, how we got here, and then I just want to bring it all to you guys. And this was just another experience, This All-Star game in L.A., my brother was here, my entire family was here. We heard from him today as well, which we're going to get to in a little while. We heard from everybody. We're going to get to a few of those things. Shohei Ohtani himself. You'll hear from him in just a second. But some of my takeaways from this week, the American League is the best league in Major League Baseball. They have won 9 consecutive All-Star games. Think of that. And, I said the American League would win this game because you look at the lineup, and it was just clearly better. It's the better lineup, and that's no detriment to the National League lineup. It was just the better lineup. But think about 9 consecutive victories. There is no doubt, there is no argument that the American League is the most dominant league in baseball. That was my first takeaway. Next up, my next takeaway here is that Julio Rodriguez is the future of baseball. And, he's voted in as an all-star. He's 21 years old. And you think, man, this is really cool for him. He's an all-star at 21, and he's going to go on to do big things. Not so fast. He went on to do big things here. The home run derby, nobody hit more home runs than him. Juan Soto winds up winning. 23 years old, might I add. But Julio Rodriguez hit the most home runs by far. 81 home runs were hit right here behind me by Julio Rodriguez. Some mammoth bombs. And you know what? I got to talk to a lot of people throughout this All-Star game and talk to them about the future of baseball. And by and large, every one of them mentioned Julio. Yes, they talk about Soto, they talk about Ronald Acuna, but every single person I talked to, John Smoltz, all of the All-Stars, Frank Thomas, A-Rod, Big Papi, our Fox crew, they all go out of their way to mention Julio Rodriguez. This guy is the future of baseball. I was talking to my brother last night. We all went out to dinner after the home run derby. And we sit down, and I brought up Julio Rodriguez and the performance he had, and Justin just goes, that guy's legit. That guy's the real deal. He's going to be really good. And a lot of people were saying that here about Julio Rodriguez. He is the future of this beautiful game, the J-Rod Show. We all walked away impressed with the J-Rod Show. Another takeaway, I think Shohei Ohtani and I are now best friends. And you might hear that, and you might think, oh, there's Ben up to his old antics. No. A lot transpired here this week. First off, he waved to me. Big deal. Also a smile with that. It wasn't, and you may think, oh, yeah, he waved to you. He probably waved you away. No. He waved. He was excited to see me. It was cool. He's appreciative of how much I talked to him. Ipe waved as well. That was really cool. Talked to him a couple times. Talked to him on the red carpet, which we're going to get to in just a second. But Shohei Ohtani and I, we're now good friends. And if you want to hear from him, well, you're going to hear from him right now. I talked to Shohei Ohtani on the red carpet just earlier today, and here is what him and I had to talk about. Shohei, first off, congratulations again. This is really cool. Now that you're not in the home run derby, the leading off and pitching, are you able to kind of appreciate this All-Star game more, enjoy everything that's going on?
バタバタしてましたけど、今年はやること少なくて、もうちょっとゆっくりリラックスして楽しめてるでしょうか。そうですね、今日もYeah, definitely having, I don't want to say more fun, but last year was my first time. I didn't really know what to do, but I went through it once. I know how it goes, so this time around I'm definitely able to relax.
Ibe, I want to talk to you. I appreciate you just as much. This is really cool you guys are able to do this. How cool is this All-Star Game experience for you as well? You're here every step of the way with Shohei.
Like kind of the same thing. Last year was a crazy 2 days, just running around everywhere. But like you said, he's only hitting this time, so I'm able to kind of chill and relax a little bit.
Last one for you. How would Shohei, the batter, do against Shohei, the pitcher?
投手翔平に対してどういう結果になります？
今年に限って言えばピッチャーの方が有利かなと思うので、真ん中にまっすぐ投げておけば抑えれる。
So if you're talking this year, the pitcher Ohtani wins. He could just throw the heater down the middle, and the batter has no shot.
You know, just another one of those moments. I hear that, and I'm just standing here with a big goofy smile on my face because I have been talking about the legend of Shohei Ohtani since he was in Japan. And now I have this incredible platform to talk about him and to highlight him as much as he deserves. And here we are today at the All-Star Game in Los Angeles on a red carpet at LA Live, and I got to talk to Shohei Ohtani. How cool is that? Just a really special moment for myself, and I hope all of you listening, I know a lot of you understand and appreciate how much that means to me, but just to know they appreciate me, and they said as much, and that's really cool. So it was cool to be able to catch up to him there. It was cool to be able to talk to him a couple of times outside of interviewing just to catch up. Just some really cool moments here. Shohei Ohtani, absolute legend. But, you know, red carpet was really cool as well because I got to talk to a ton of All-Stars. I would say well over 50% of the guys I got to talk to. A lot of them would even come up to me and just say, hey, you know, I'd love to talk to you. It was really cool. But one thing I got to ask them was about their favorite All-Star Game moment so far in their career. And, you know, in my professional career, this was my second. And I know how much they've all meant to me. And there's moments that stick out. And to them, that was clear as well. So I wanted to ask these All-Stars themselves their favorite career moment in terms of All-Star games. So let's check that out right now. What has been your favorite All-Star Game experience so far in your career?
I mean, it gotta be my first one last year. Just amazing. Get to know those guys, be on the field, be all those fans cheering for me. That's the real thing. When you see all the baseball fans just cheering for you, that feels amazing.
This one's got to be the best. Getting to, you know, 2 times in a row, getting to do it with little Carter here. It's always enjoy walking the carpet with my beautiful wife, so it's great.
I mean, I feel like it was just watching the home run derby, and Julio's first round in the home run derby is probably my best experience so far.
Watching Pulis in the derby was really cool, but for me, having played with Schwarber for a long time, being able to go out there, see him in the middle of that, give him a towel, try to get him locked in, yeah.
I think just being on the field for the home run derby last night was pretty cool. Just watching that as a kid growing up. So being able to be down there and take some videos and see the guys close up, that was the best moment for me so far.
I think just being with all the guys, it's a lot of fun. It's something different, and it's a nice breakup from the year, and it's a lot of fun.
So far, what has been your favorite All-Star Game experience?
So far, this one. It's just unbelievable, for real.
Anything in particular about this one so far?
Just what I just experienced right now, derby, and this part of the walking with my kids, with my family, the entire, it represent country, so that's awesome.
Just the interactions I've had, being my first one, it's me just trying to cherish the moments, enjoy the conversations, and just take everything in. Don't want to miss nothing.
Probably when I started in 18. It's special when you started the game. It's just a cool experience.
I would say just going to my first one, everything in Cleveland. It was, pretty special there. Get to experience my first one was awesome, but, this one's just as special. We got our newborn Lucas here, so, he's enjoying his first, baseball experience.
Last year's flyover sticks out for me. I'm excited for today, though. I think the flyover and just the atmosphere today is going to be special.
For my experience here in the past, I think the Bonds moment with him getting robbed in the outfield is pretty tough to beat. It was a Torrey Hunter, right? Yeah, that one's tough to beat, but it's just the experience of All-Star Week.
Honestly, I think other than the derbies, not including myself, I think it's the Josh Hamilton Derby way back. I mean, that was an absolute spectacular show.
What is the wildest, craziest memory from an All-Star game that you have?
Well, that's easy, and it's not too far from here. It was in Anaheim. My first one in '89. I didn't think I would pitch. Tommy Lasorda was the manager, and he went through the rotation before the game, and he said that I was going to pitch second. I can't even speak that I thought I was going to pitch. Well, the game gets started, and of course, it doesn't go very well for us. And I'm in the dugout because no one could take me to the bullpen. They said, let's watch the first inning, and then we'll take you down in the second inning. I didn't know how to get down there. I'd never been in Anaheim Stadium. Well, Boggs and Bo go deep. And Tommy Lasorda gets on the phone and says, get Smoltz up. And I'm 10 feet from him. And he looked at me and goes, kid, what are you doing? I said, I don't know how to get down there. He said, how many pitches will it take you? I said, 7 to 8. And I got down there, 7 pitches is all I had, and that was in my first All-Star game. So that by far is the craziest, most out-of-body experience. I ended up getting a loss because Bo Jackson beat out a routine double-play ball, first and third, tie game. I got the loss. Nolan Ryan got the win.
I would say besides all the conversations, and obviously my first one in '96 in Philadelphia, but my best and most fun moment was Cal Ripken and honoring my favorite player and having him move to short, and I played third.
It got to be Ichiro trying to speak Spanish. That was unbelievable.
How'd that go?
It was. I mean, when he came out trying to speak Spanish, saying what he know, it was unexpected because it was coming from a guy that you didn't even know he speak. You know what I'm saying? And he just came out popping with all the Spanish, bad words and stuff, and I was like, this is unbelievable. It can't get no better.
Well, I was taking my first All-Star game, and I walked in, it was all veterans. It was Kirby Puckett, Cal Ripken, Joe Carter, Robbie Alomar. It was such a studded locker room to get in. You just got to be quiet. And they said, rookies, be quiet. Come here and sign these baseballs. That's all they told us. And I was just happy to get in that bat in that game.
All of these moments, they're really, really cool. And my favorite moment of the All-Star game, I'll let you hear that in a second. We'll get to that in just a second. But all of this week is cool. Right there, you heard from some of the biggest legends in the game, Hall of Famers. Some of the best to ever do it. The best to ever do it all time, and the best to do it right now. Guys, baseball's fun. This game is beautiful. It's so fun. And I just want to be able to bring that to you guys. I want to bring the game of baseball and the beauty behind it to all of you. I want to bring you along this incredible journey with me. I view this as a community. This Flippin' Bats, Fox Sports, everything I do, it's a community. I love every second of it. I love everything I do. I hope that comes across in all of my work, everything I bring to you guys. And I hope you appreciate it. And I hope you share it. I hope you share it with your friends. If you're listening to this All-Star Game special episode, you're hearing from the best of the best ever and the best of the best now. Share it with your friends. Let's grow this community together. Let's grow the game of baseball together because it's so great. It's so beautiful. And I love every single second of it. So, we're about to hear now my favorite moment of this All-Star game. I caught up with my brother, Justin Verlander, on the red carpet, along with my sister-in-law, my niece, and it made it all so much more special. This is my brother's 9th. This is my 2nd professionally. But it was our first one experiencing it together. And it made that all the more special. So I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. This was so much fun this entire week, bringing it to all of you. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, wherever you're listening. Share it with a friend. Let's grow this together. Follow along on social media at Flippin' Bats Pod, wherever you listen, wherever you want to follow on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you can watch everything on YouTube, Flippin' Bats Pod as well. But right now, to end this All-Star week, I want to toss it to my favorite moment, catching up with my brother and my family on the red carpet here today. So here he is, myself and my brother Justin. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Can you do a twirl? Woo! Oh my gosh. Can you do a little sassy walk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. High five, BB. Are you proud of your dad? Are you? Say, I love you, Dad. Justin, congrats, man. I'm so pumped for you. How cool is this All-Star Game experience with VV here?
It's just it's such a different perspective and such a different experience altogether, you know, especially not pitching. I'm so thankful for my rehab process, being able to spend all the time with my family. So I feel like this is just like a perfect moment to kind of be able to experience with her. And she's getting just to the age where she's starting to understand what's going on. So to be able to involve her is just so special for us.
Love you, dude. This is cool. We're here together, man.
Thanks. I totally.